My boombox is everything. Like, we're gonna be sitting right here on this couch. Oh, heck no. I don't want that feeling of like regret. I was like, I'm an audition. She was like, yes. Like, I just went through it. Got ripped off for gigs, bounce checks, sketchy studios. All right, I guess I'm just gonna keep going. He was like, hey, how are you? I was like, I'm great. What kind of bread do you want? And then after that, we did They Don't Know, Young Soul Rebel. After that, we did First Love. JP was like, I think this is your sound right here. Every day I waited tables, there was always somebody. Hey, aren't you that girl from TV? Yup, that's me.
What do we do in the dub stops? Delina Mai Kako, welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps it aloha by not knowing what to do when the dub stops. I'm your host Kamaka, and after 10 years, I still have no idea what to do when it stops. But our guest today might. Before we introduce her though, I gotta remind you to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/kamakadias to become a part of our Patreon Ohana for as little as $3 a month. You can get exclusive behind the scenes content and listen to the uncut episodes before they are even released to the public. If supporting this podcast with money is not for you, but you still love listening to us, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It would mean the world to us. All right, let's introduce our guest. What if we told you the next 3 times you fill your tank, you could save money? Well, at Texaco in Hawaii, it's true. You can get $1 off per gallon on your next 3 visits when you download the Texaco app and join Texaco Rewards. Earn points on every fuel transaction and qualifying in-store purchases at participating Texaco stations. Download the app and join to get started today. Visit texacohawaii.com for details. Our guest today is a proud Filipino musician from the island of Maui. She is a singer-songwriter who launched her career at the age of 18 when she landed a spot on American Idol as a top 10 finalist on season 3. From there, she went on to record a version of Bob Marley's Guava Jelly produced by his son Stephen Marley at Tuff Gong Studios in Jamaica. The track earned her the Hawai'i Music Awards Single of the Year. Since then, this roots girl has been touring relentlessly across the US and beyond and have shared the stage with iconic artists like Gwen Stefani, Sublime, Lauryn Hill, Shaggy, Stephen Marley, Iration, SOJA, Collie Buddz, Boog and Common Kings, just to name a few. She has been inspiring the people of Hawaii and showing us that anything is possible, even if you come from a small island in the middle of the Pacific. I am so stoked to talk stories with her today. Her name is Camile Velasco A.K.A. Eli-Mac.
Hey,
Aloha, Camile.
what
Welcome
up?
to the Keep It Aloha podcast.
Aloha.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, excited for your show coming up in a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
well, I guess when people listen to this, it will just have passed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some shows back home. It's always good to come back home and play.
Yes. So we'll get into everything, and I'm really excited to just learn about your story. I mean, I seen you when you were on American Idol, and I was like I was probably just getting into high school or like middle school.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so, you're a legend in some of our eyes, especially like the people in Hawaii that grew up watching American Idol. Before there was Iam Tongi, there was Jasmine and Camile Velasco.
Yep,
right?
that's right. Wait,
So
some
yeah,
time
I'm
ago.
excited to hear about your whole story. I like to start at the beginning. Where are you from? Where you grad? And what was it like growing up?
Okay, yeah. I was born in the Philippines, and I moved. I was born in Makati in Manila, and I moved to Hawaii when I was about 2 years old. This is in '87.
Mm-hmm.
I actually moved to Oahu, truth be told.
Oh, okay.
So I lived in Oahu until 7th grade, so I was about 11.
Okay.
And then I moved to Maui after that for middle school and high school, but I always say I'm from Maui.
Oh, okay. So the truth comes out.
It's out, dang it. It's out.
What was the reason you moved to Maui?
My mom worked fast food. So when we came from the Philippines, my mom worked, Subway, Burger King, and then she got a spot as a manager at Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in Waikiki, which is the highest volume, Taco Bell. And then she got Manager of the Year 5 years in a row.
Wow.
Taco Bell Corp. It's like 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. So after that, she was like, I really want to do something more, So this is when she applied for a loan. She saw an ad for an IHOP on Maui in Kahului. And then she got a loan for the bank, based on her work history and all that stuff. And she got the loan. we got the restaurant. That's when we moved to Maui. And then, yeah, so that's how the whole IHOP thing kind of came in. So before that, you know, we were cool. And then my mom, she got the restaurant. And that's when, you know, kind of started doing better after that.
Okay, cool. So so growing up, was it a lot of fast food and IHOP?
A lot of fast food. Yeah. It was Taco Bell mostly. My mom was with Taco Bell Corp for a long time. Okay. So yeah, we'd always ask for like bags of cinnamon twists. She'd always come home with that. Like,
are you sick of it these days, or you still love it?
Nah, I love it, but I haven't had it in a long time because I'm trying to be healthy. But where I live now in Cali, like, there's so much good Mexican food, and I feel like, you know, my knowledge has grown with Mexican
Taco
food.
Bell is the most authentic Mexican food. What are you talking about?
Right. You know, it's a funny story. So when I was 18, I first moved to Cali, and I was with my homies, and they were like, "Yo, let's go eat some Mexican food." And I was like, "Heck yeah, yo, Taco Bell." They were like, "Bah!" They were like, "No, dude, no." I was like, "What? I love Taco Bell. Like, Taco Bell's fire."
You ever had the Mexican pizza?
Right? Like, come on. They were like, "Dog, no." They were like, "We're gonna go to the taqueria. Like, we're gonna go to the real shit." So I was like, "Oh."
That's funny.
I had no idea coming from Hawaii. Like,
yeah, I hear a lot over here that like Hawaii has great food, amazing food. Yeah. But Mexican food is the one thing that like we can't compete with anybody. Like, I know, it's not that good compared to like California or any other place that has really good authentic Mexican.
Yeah, that's weird because I feel like every other race of food has reached Hawaii, like except for that, like, except for Mexican food. Like, dang.
Do you know any places in Hawaii that it's pretty good that you go to, or you just don't go to at all?
I don't go at all. Like, anywhere. Like, when I'm on tour, I don't eat Mexican food. Like, when we're outside of Cali, I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, we're up north, like by Seattle. I'm like, I'll wait till I get back. You know, there was a spot in Wahiawa. Man, I forgot what it was called. Dang it, I'm so bad.
Wahiawa. I'm not sure. Jordan lives in Wahiawa. Okay. You know that Mexican food place? El Taqueria. Is that it? El Rancho.
Is it? Oh yeah, El Ranchero.
Okay, is that the one?
So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So what do you like to eat when you come back home? What foods do you miss?
Shoots. I mean, obviously like the poke. You know, I always go. I know everybody's gonna talk smack, but I go to Foodland. I get that's my spot. Like,
grocery store poke is so underrated.
Grocery store poke is fire. Like, I don't care what anyone says.
Yep.
Yeah. I usually stop by the Shack. You know, that's my old work spot. So I stop by there. I love Genki Sushi. I don't care what anyone says. Like, that's my spot too, for sure.
Something about the conveyor belts. Wait, do you just order your own, or do you just wait till something comes out?
I like to order. I don't like the stuff that's been like going around.
Yeah, you don't know how long it's
like,
been over there.
Yeah, I like to order fresh.
Okay. What is your order? What do you like?
I get the spicy ahi.
Dynamite?
The dynamite. I get that. And then I get the ebi fry. Okay. And then the miso soup. And I like the poke bowl too. They put the chili sauce on it. Yeah. No, I like Genki. I haven't eaten Genki. I've been more at Kuru Kuru Sushi though in Kahala. Okay, you like Kuru Kuru.
Yeah. Well, I like both. It's just I'm closer to a Kuru Kuru.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I like those places.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I was just in Japan.
Oh, wow.
But no, it's not. I didn't even eat sushi when I was in Japan.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. We just
said like ramen.
We're on the move so much that we're like a lot of convenience store, Musubi's or whatever.
Those are fire too. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good, but it's like, the last day we're like, we didn't eat sushi.
Yeah.
So we gotta go back again.
I have a funny story. When I was in Japan, the one time I went, me and my band, we went to like one of those like kind of like conveyor belt spots, and it was like a bar. So we're sitting at the bar, and then there's like every spot has like a water, like for water, like a little toot. And then there was all this stuff. We were like, oh my God, this is cool. And then we're looking, there's this jar and it had this green powder. And we were like, what the heck? Like, we're like, dude, is this like some like new age, like wasabi? Like, we're like, what? So we put some of the powder in our like shoyu little container. And we're putting shoyu. We're like, dude, nah, this ain't it. We're smelling it. It was green tea. They were looking at us like, dude,
Oh, and you were in
these
Japan too.
Americans.
Yeah.
Like, look at
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
They have good wasabi because the actual wasabi looks different than like the kind we see here.
Yes,
the, like, synthetic one,
I
right?
just had some.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like almost looks like a relish.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
fresh and
I actually like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, don't mistake wasabi for green tea, people.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
With the
so
entire band.
so growing up, what kind of things were you into? Were you always into music?
I was always into music.
Mm-hmm.
Music was something I always gravitated towards, like on my own, just like in my room. I really gravitated towards the piano, and like my boombox was everything. Like when I would get busted, my mom she wouldn't be like, oh, you can't go outside. She would come in my room and grab my boombox. I'd be like, oh, because that was my life. Like I would sit in front of it, and I had my tape recorder where I would just tape like the radio record. I had my little like mixtape, cassette tapes, and my journal, music. My mom sings. All the girls in my family sing. So it was just something we did at home.
Filipino, that's why, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just clicked in my head. I'm like, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I do not believe anybody Filipino that says they can't sing.
Right?
Like maybe they can't sing like super, super, super well, but
yeah,
they can all sing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know one that doesn't.
100%.
Yeah. And it's 100% a generalization. But I will not believe otherwise.
For sure. It's a trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
They love to sing.
What is your karaoke song?
I don't really like doing karaoke because
okay, guys, you heard it here first. She's not Filipino. she's been lying this whole time.
I feel like so awkward, like following the exact like. But the song that I like to do "Hold the Line" by Toto.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I just saw them. They're at the Sony Open event last year. I forget when it was. And it was a random. They thought it's a Sony musician, and Toto was here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they did that song.
That's one of my favorite bands of all time. Yeah.
Have you seen him before?
I have not seen him before.
Okay.
No.
Well, you gotta go to one. I don't know when they'll be back. Well, you know Lincoln, right?
Yeah, Lincoln.
Yeah, that's like one of my he's like family now.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
so I went to the Sony Open with Lincoln.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
That was over here.
Yeah. It was at the convention center.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that because he knows you and Jasmine because he's been with American Idol
for sure
for 20 years.
I think Lincoln's the one that brought American Idol auditions.
Yeah, or
to
something like that.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then he was he was our like manager, booking agent for quite some years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
he's so kind.
great.
Yeah, shout out to Lincoln.
Shout out Lincoln.
Yeah. So you moved to Maui, you ended up finishing up like high school over there, and then after that, what did you do?
So I got my GED my junior year, and then I was just working at the restaurant at IHOP and recording in the studio. My friend Jai, he had a studio in Happy Valley, and that's the first place I ever recorded. And I was recording songs, and then when I was 18, everybody American Idol came. It was like right after high school, basically. All my friends graduated. Everybody's like, "Oh, American Idol's coming! American Idol's coming! Like you should audition." I was like, "Nah. It's not my style, Like it's not me."
Like you never did live performances, kind?
I had only been on stage 2 times prior to that.
Oh wow!
And I was like, I was still super shy. I'm still shy, but. And then they're like, "No, dude, you should really audition. Like nothing ever comes to Hawaii. Like this is a good opportunity." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So I was talking to my cousin Vanetta, and we were watching an ad, American Idol, blah blah blah, this and that. And she was like, "You know what? If you don't audition, we're gonna be sitting right here on this couch right here that we're sitting on right now, and you're gonna see the 2 people that they picked." She's like, "Because they're obviously gonna pick couple people, 2-3 people from Hawaii, right?" And she was like, "And then you're gonna be like, dang, I wish I auditioned. I should have auditioned." And I looked at her and I was like, "Oh heck no, heck no! I don't want that feeling of like regret." Like I was like, "I'm gonna audition." She was like, "Yes!" Like so, I went to the stadium, all that. Like everybody had the sleeping bags, everybody had the tents. Like I was just there with my wristband, like I think my cousin brought me a sleeping bag like later on in the night, but
how long did you have to wait?
I just went the night before.
Okay.
I think people were there for days.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Where do you go to the bathroom or eat or like?
Yeah, it was at Aloha Stadium.
They had porta potties or something?
Yeah, I think there was porta potties. Yeah, I don't know. Like I flew from Maui like the day before.
Oh yeah, and you had to fly here too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I told my mom, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And she was like, oh my God, Anak, okay, yes. Like I was like, so we went to the stadium and we were like, whoa, like, whoa, this is not this is like next level. Like it's intimidating, you know? But yeah, the first one was at Aloha Stadium, and then so they bring you in the state. So it was like the stadium, and then it was just wrapped around. The line was just wrapped all the way around, and I was like at you, like all the way at the end. And then they bring you in the next day, and then they just it's yes or no, and then there's like 10 booths.
Wait, before even singing?
To when they open up the auditions.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So there's like 10 booths on the field, and then they have you go to random lines, and then it's either so you're in the stadium because we were in the back, and you're in the stadium, you're watching, and it was just nose because there was like 2,000, I think 3,000 people there.
So it's like a pre-singing audition before going in front of the judges.
Yeah. Oh, they like pre-select.
Yeah.
You know. There's like 2 other rounds. There's 2 rounds, and then you see Simon, Paul, and Randy.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It was like this whole thing, yeah. But yeah, it was crazy. I was 18 at the time, and you know, I learned a lot. It was an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah. So when you finally got in front of the judges, or like the OG judges, that's when Simon was still mean.
Yeah.
So that's even scarier.
Softened up lately, yeah.
So what was that? Was super nervous, or
I was
were you
so
excited?
nervous.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. Yeah, my voice was shaking. I was just when I watched the audition, I'm like, oh my God, so cringy. Like, 'cause I'm just shaking. I was like so little, you know.
18.
Yeah. And I just hit the 20-year mark of that actually.
Yeah, I saw your post.
September. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a really good story about that.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we can get into once we finish up this
For sure.
American Idol journey. Yeah. So you made it to the auditions and you went to Hollywood. And was that your first time off island, or
it wasn't my first time off island, but it was probably like my second or third time off island.
Yeah. And then when you went, you just went by yourself, or did you go with family?
I went. I think my mom came. Yeah. Well, the first time I went by myself. Yeah, because it was just the audition process. Yeah. And then after it was like parents came. I was 18, so I didn't have to have my parent there. If you were underage, you had to have your one parent chaperone. So Jasmine Trias had her dad. Diana DeGarmo had her mom. You know, I just made the cut. So I turned 18 in September in 03.
Yeah. They just figured out. They just did the math. But you know what's crazy? You look so young.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I try my best.
Yeah. It's the Filipino.
Yeah.
Shout out. Asian don't raisin.
Asian don't raisin, you know? Yeah, but it was cool. And then when you get to Hollywood, there's another round of auditions. 3 rounds. Another 3. There's like 200. They take the people from all the cities, New York, Dallas, Hawaii, LA, you know. And then we have another round. And then they make the top 32.
Wow. So after hearing all of this, it makes it even crazier that you even made it to the top 10.
Yeah,
like how many auditions and like the waiting in line. Just to even make it from Maui to Oahu for the audition to Hollywood and the top 32 and then the top 10. Like, that's a wild ride.
Yeah, I just, it's the craziest thing.
Yeah. What do you remember the most about that whole experience?
I just remember it being so intense and just feeling so big, but it felt like where I wanted to be, or something I wanted to be a part of. You know, I knew this is something I wanted to do, you know. Prior to that, like when I was 15 is when I recorded my first song. So that's when I was like, okay, this is cool. When I played it back, I was like, this is cool. Like I want to make more songs, and I want to move to the mainland, and I want to go be a singer. And then 3 years after that, Idol came. And I just felt like, I don't know, I want to explore this and see where it takes me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just so thankful to
Yeah.
be a part of all that.
And you were just riding the momentum.
Yeah,
Their season 3 was Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Did she win?
She won.
She won. So it was Kelly Clarkson, Ruben Studdard,
Ruben Studdard.
Fantasia, and then I kind of forget the rest of the ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess after your guys' season, we're kind of like,
yeah, we were all like,
well, there's no white people anymore. Yeah. So after that, what did you end up doing? What was like the aftermath of American Idol? Because I mean, it must have been social media wasn't out back then. So it wasn't like how Iem Tongi was like the whole state was still behind you guys.
It was crazy.
You guys
how
were celebrities.
Much Hawaii was like, because I was 18 years old. So, and I was very much so enjoying being 18.
Yeah.
But I feel like after an experience like that, coming back home, you know, it was a little rough for me as an 18-year-old having experienced that, because some people treated me differently.
Mm.
You know, some people, I just felt funny. You know, I just wanted to be 18 like all my other homies, you know, and I wanted to go be at the parties with everybody and just be normal, you know? And so that was kind of sad for me at that age until this day.
Really?
So after that, I just moved to Cali right away because, you know, no one really knew who I was, and I preferred it that way because I felt like I still had more to go. You know, I had to I had this great opportunity, which was American Idol, but I wanted to keep going. You know what I mean? I wanted to have something of my own. And I just moved to LA right away, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just tried to put myself in places, in studios, and
So did you feel like living in Hawaii, trying to start your career in Hawaii, it was almost like capped? Like you could only do so much, or you felt limited that you had to like go out and explore more options?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Hawaii is till this day the biggest factor in my career. Like the support that I get from Hawaii is like, it's everything to me. It's what made my career. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So what was the motivation to move to California? Just because you just wanted to see what else was out there?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, either that or I was gonna be in Maui at my mom's house. You know, like she wasn't having that, and I wasn't having that either. Just I don't know, just to expand it and blow it up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to represent Hawaii on a big scale.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, I love that you just had that fire in you just to do that, because a lot of people growing up, you know, they don't necessarily have a desire to go and explore the rest of the world or get out of their comfort zone.
Sure.
You know, it's just like we get so comfortable here, and why wouldn't we be? It's beautiful, right? We have all our families here. I mean, cost of living's tough, you know, it's tough to live here, but you make it work, and you know, it's better than like, oh man, I gotta go live in California with all these people who probably don't even care about me, you know?
Right.
So like I respect so many people that leave the island and go to places like that, or like even other states, other countries, because you start at zero.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you.
For sure.
You gotta adjust to all the new cultural norms, and like there's cultural shock, not just in other countries, but in other places outside of Hawaii, I know. Because like it's so different here.
Yo,
like we're in our own little like world here.
I was just telling my band because they flew from Cali, right? They flew with me, bro. So okay, I was just telling them the story. When I first moved to Cali, I was 18, yo. I was 18, and they were like, "Yo, let's go to 7-Eleven." And I was like, heck yeah, let's go to 7-Eleven, bro. And they were like, let's go. And I walk in and I'm like, what? What is this? Like taquitos and like hot dogs and stuff. Like,
where the musubis at?
Nah, yeah. I was like, what? Nah, and I was like, I just had this moment of like, it's definitely culture shock.
There's no manapua, no pork hash,
no pork hash,
no spam musubi, no sushi, like the roll up kind sushi.
I like the inari.
Like, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, I was real sad.
Yeah.
I was real sad.
I
I had to go to a TV dinner after that.
I always thought that was funny when people would come here and we'll be like, let's go to 7-Eleven. Like,
Yeah.
especially people from California.
Right.
They're like, 7-Eleven? Like, isn't 7-Eleven like a ghetto spot? Like, no, 7-Eleven over here is like the spot. And same with Japan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Japan, like the gas station, just like such good food.
I know, it's crazy. So, what was your first couple years in California like?
It was tough. It was definitely very lonely, especially coming off such a high like that. It was lonely, especially at that age. Like you're 19, 18, 19, 20. Like I feel like that's still kind of low-key an awkward age, awkward phase.
Oh, your brain's still developing to 25.
Yeah. You know, you can't even go to the bar like and drink.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And you know, you get those questions like, how am I gonna do this? Or like, when is it gonna happen? Or what do I gotta do? You know? And I just went through it, got ripped off for gigs, bounced checks, whack managers, like all kinds of stuff, like sketchy studios, like all kinds of stuff that like, and I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna keep going. Like,
You never had a moment where you wanted to give up?
Oh, I wanted to give up many times. Yeah, absolutely. But I was like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like if I give up, like I'm back on the couch in Maui.
The only thing I can do is wait tables. Like I can make, some jewelry and stuff.
Yeah. I really love that whole story you posted on that one post on Instagram about the 20-year stuff of when you sang and how you were working at Subway again. That whole story. I don't know if you wanna share, but
so there came a point, I must have been like the 7-year mark after Idol. And I needed a job. Like I had to have a job. So I applied at this 24-hour Subway, which is right by my crib, which is on Highland and Franklin. It's like, there's no 24-hour Subways. This one was like cracking from Hollywood Boulevard. It's like, it was. So I got the job there. I could walk there from my house. And I remember working, and this guy walks in, and he's this photographer. He shot for like Maxim, and like I had done a shoot with him when I was on American Idol when I was 18, when I was fresh, hot on the scene from American Idol. And he was, asked me all these questions. He's like, yeah, best of luck to you, all this. And it was a great photo shoot. It was a really memorable photo shoot. The energy was really cool. And then when he walked in, and I was there with my gloves and my Subway hat and my Subway polo with my name tag that said Camile. I was like, hey. He was like, hey, how are you? I was like, I'm great. How are you? What kind of bread do you want?
French or wheat?
He was like, oh, dang, yeah, it's great to see you. I'll have jalapeno cheddar. Like, I'm like, damn, man, is that toasted or not toasted, bro? Like, and I just remember being like, I must have been like 24 years old or 25. And I was like, damn. I was like, seriously? Like, I was like, this kind of stuff always happens to me. Like, two, I'm like, damn. What, like, okay. But I just kept going. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so crazy how like the industry is. It's like you could be at the top riding a huge wave of momentum and just like everybody forgets about you, or you're struggling, having to get all these side jobs just to pay rent.
Absolutely.
And I think that's like because I talk with a lot of musicians, and even I know a lot of musicians, not just friends.
Yep.
And it's like a lot of it is smoke and mirrors in the beginning, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like we see you guys just killing it at the Waikiki Shell or like these big venues, touring everything.
Yeah.
But you don't know, like sometimes touring, you're just driving a car with like all your stuff in the back to go to these locations, like especially in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like we have this image of like these rock stars and like superstardom, but it's a lot more humbling than that.
For sure.
Which I
100%.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just go for it.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that moment that I had with my cousin where she was like, we're going to be sitting on this couch and you're gonna be watching this TV and you're gonna have regret. And I was like, oh no.
Shout out to cousin.
I don't like. Yeah, shout out to Vanetta.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mess with that regret. Like I don't like that. Like I'd rather try something and fail and be like, you know what, I tried that, dude. It didn't work for me. Than be like, bro, I wonder what would have happened if I tried. You know, like I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, just go for it.
Yeah.
Like, just go. You could always move back home. You could always come back home.
Yeah.
Or, you know, or just take that chance. You'll never have a chance if you don't take one.
Yeah.
And then if you fail, what's going to happen? You're going to be at the same spot that you're at right now. So there's really no risk, you know what I mean? Except that you're going to learn something, which really is not a risk at all. It's a blessing. You know?
Exactly.
So I'm just
All
like,
lessons.
go for it.
Yeah,
Just go
yeah.
for it.
I love that mindset in everything, in life, in business, in relationships, in whatever it is, traveling. Just go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a double Virgo, so I overthink. I overthink everything.
When's your birthday?
September 1st.
Okay, so you're Virgo sun and Virgo moon.
Yes, yeah,
Nice.
double Virgo, and I overthink everything. So I'm just like, you know, regret is something that I choose not to overthink.
Nice.
Because there's enough things in my life that I overthink, but regret's not one of them.
I got you. Yeah, I'm a Virgo rising.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I know this stuff because of my girlfriend.
Okay, nice,
Yeah. So I'm pretty educated on it.
Okay, it's I think it's my moon. It's a Pisces.
Okay,
And
so
I'm a
you're Virgo rising.
and then Virgo rising.
Nice,
Double
so
Virgo
that's why-
and then Pisces moon.
Okay, nice.
Yep,
That's why we can get along.
Okay, when's your birthday?
I'm Mars, so I'm an Aries, Gemini moon,
Oh, okay.
and then Virgo rising.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
So I have like some water signs to balance my fiery Aries
Yeah,
side.
Pisces is like the halfway point of
Yeah.
Virgo.
Yeah. Oh, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Are you into all that stuff?
I am a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm not like crazy, like gung ho, you know.
Yeah.
But I know a little bit. Of
Yeah. So I mean, as a man
Yeah.
who's like unaware of all these things, you see, like that's like the girl thing. Like guys talk
For sure.
sports, girls talk astrology, right?
For sure.
But it wasn't until I met my girlfriend and she would we talk about these stuff, and I love like great conversations, learning, like opening my mind to anything, even like philosophical things, spiritual things, all of it. So when she started to explain to me, and I did like all the tests or like put in like my birthday, found out all my other house signs.
You're like, it is true.
I'm like, wow, this is, and she explained to him. I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. And then we meet more people, and you find out their signs, and it's like. Why it all kind of matches
because
up.
They're Gemini, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
We were just talking about it the other day.
Lines up.
Yeah. So I would say people who are like against it or kind of like, oh, is this all heebie-jeebie, whatever. It's like, just listen. It's actually like
for sure.
And even if it's like not super real, if you don't believe on all these stuff, like it gives you a reason to reflect.
Yeah.
And to think about these things. So yeah, I'm a fan now.
I always remember growing up, the newspaper would have the little astrology joints.
Like, this is what
end.
you're doing today, or like this is what's going to your life. Yeah. Even they have the apps now, like the what's it called, Pattern, and it's something else. There's a couple of them. Yeah. So you can look at that as well. So what was a turning point in your career? So like you had you worked the subway, but you're still doing music.
Yep.
But when did you, I guess, turn to your stage name, Eli-Mac, where you reversed it, you flipped it and reversed it?
Yep.
And then you became Eli-Mac, and you decided to just and your career took off again.
Yeah. So after that subway, after that, I got a project in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we need you to move to New York. And I was like, oh my God, thank you, Ja. Like, thank you so much. Like, and I said bye to Subway, and I went to New York, and I worked on this project for about 6 to 8 months. And that didn't work out. The project, I ended up getting screwed over. I didn't get paid. And after that, my boyfriend at the time, he was like, you should move to Hawaii. You know, 1, we could be together. 2, you know, you've been in the mainland for, 8 years now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, you know, maybe you should connect back with your roots.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. So I moved back to Hawaii. I packed up everything from Cali. Everything I had from 18 to, 26? Yeah. And then I moved back. And then me and that boyfriend, we've split up like not even 6 months after. So I didn't have a job. I wasn't doing anything. I was just, I wasn't doing anything.
Dang.
And I know that was really hard for him. And it was hard for me too. It was hard for everybody. Like, I just wasn't in a good place. And so when we split up, I did a series of living at people's houses. So I lived at my best friend from 7th grade, my girl Jackie. Jackie. I lived at her house for about 4 months. And I lived at my other homie's house, my boy Mott's. I lived at his parents' house for 4 months.
Dang.
And that 8-month period, I got a job at the Shack, Mililani. I got a job at Chili's, Mililani. I was living in Mililani, and I got the job at the Shack. and then I moved. I did 4 months in Mililani, and then I moved to Nu'uanu. And then I did 4 months there, and I was taking the bus from freaking Nu'uanu to
bus life
to Mililani. Like it was like 2 buses or 3 buses took me like 2 hours to get to work. I go to Chili's, and I'd work the lunch shift, and it'd be slow. They'd be like, "Hey, Camille, you can dig out, you cut." I'd be like, "No, like you can't cut me. Like I need these hours." I just took a 2-hour bus.
Dang.
So that's why I had the Shack, so I could do both.
Okay.
And then I ended up moving. So that 8-month period, and then also I was like, so I would work there during the week, and on the weekends I was gigging. I had like a residency at Wahoo's Fish Tacos. I did like, the weekends there, and then I did like Imua Lounge and like a bunch of other bars and restaurants and hotels. So I would do that on the weekend, and then I was waiting tables. And then I was also going to the studio, in between in those times. And it was just during that time. And then I met JP from the Green. My buddy Big Mox, who was actually on Idol with me. He was a top 32 contestant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jonah.
Yeah. Wait, so Big Mox was the top 32 finalist that same year as you guys?
So I met Big Mox. We both auditioned for American Idol, and then we both made it to the top 32, and we both went to Hollywood. So we made it through the round, and then we went to Hollywood, and then Hollywood was the round to make the top 32. So he made it through Hollywood too. Yeah, Jonah.
he didn't get that much.
Tight. Yeah,
he didn't get that much attention then. I guess because he didn't make it to like the top 10 or whatever.
And then Paula too. She auditioned.
She didn't make it. Yeah,
she didn't make it. A lot of people auditioned that year.
Oh, I had no idea. Big Mox, is he in the Angry Locals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Mox.
So Osna's coming next week.
Okay. Yep.
And I said that he can bring Big Mox and Chris Styles.
Chris Styles.
Is it them three?
That's my bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So they might come over.
Okay.
Osna's coming, but I don't know if the other 2 are free.
Okay.
But that would be really fun to have all 3 of them.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta have them all.
Yeah. The
100%.
Angry Locals. They have some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So Jonah Mox was like, "Hey, my homie from the Green is trying to." JP really was the mastermind behind all of this, because JP heard that I moved back to Hawaii, and then Jonah was like, "Hey, my buddy JP is trying to link up with you." He was like, "I really think that you should make this link." And I was like, "Oh, word, like that?" He was like that, and I, when Jonah's somebody I trust, and so when my homies are like, "Hey, you should," I listen, So I linked up with JP, and we did a cover the first night. We did All That She Wants by Ace of Base. And then the next day, me, JP, and Penna Boo. Oh, no way. We did Dubstop the second day.
Oh, you guys did it together?
Yep, all of us together.
Wow.
So we were there. They were like, so we get in, right? And then they're like, "All right, Camille, go inside." Right? I'm like, "Oh, yeah, of course." Like, and it's funny because all my best verses are like on spot, are like under pressure kind, So I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." So I go into the room and I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, I gotta write." And this is the first verse. So I'm in the room, shut the door, and I'm with my notepad, my pen, paper, and I'm like, Okay, yep. I can feel it in my body, in my mind, and so then I come out 30 minutes later, and they're like, "All right, what you got?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I just laid it down. That was like the birth of dubstep.
No
and then
way.
JP had written the chorus. Ay, ay, ay. He wrote the chorus, so we had that down. Then we had the first verse, and then So after that, JP was like, "I think this is your sound right here." And I was like, really? And then after that, we did They Don't Know. After that, we did Young Soul Rebel. After that, we did First Love. And he was like, dude, this is you, bro. This is your sound. And I was like, okay. And it was, I don't know. I think it was a mixture of the hard time that I was in, taking the bus to my gigs and the restaurants and working, I'm waiting tables and mind you, every day I waited tables, there was always somebody, hey, aren't you that girl from TV? And I'm like, yup, that's me, And then they would give me the feel sorry for you tips, oh sis, here, keep going, yeah, I'd be like, thank you. And but I cherish those times because those times birthed my best works.
Yeah.
Those times birthed dubstep. They don't know, that time just, yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So that was the
Now
long
2014?
answer to your question. That was the defining time.
Wow.
This is circa 2014.
Yeah.
2012 is when I first started recording it. We dropped it 2014. Actually, the 10-year anniversary is coming up.
Yeah.
In October.
So excuse me.
You get it.
So I guess the real question is, after 10 years, what do we do in the dubstops?
You know what? When you were when you were doing your intro, I was trying not to screw up your intro, bro. I don't know what to do with the dubstops.
And
that's the thing.
And that's the meaning of life. Is
yeah.
It's okay to not know.
Because I feel once you know, it's it's game over.
Yeah,
you know, you're not supposed to know.
Yeah, exactly. The more you know, the more life gets complicated.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
I think that's just a great metaphor for life. When the dove's going, just you don't know what to do when it stops. Just keep riding.
Just
let it go.
don't
Let it
stop.
go on. Yeah. Don't worry too much about what to do when it stops.
Right. Exactly.
That's so funny. I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic
Thank
song,
you.
millions of views, and you had a bunch of other hits too. I know you have at least 2 or 3 more in million views on YouTube at least,
Yeah.
and then
sure.
Spotify.
Yeah.
So once you did that, you went into more of the reggae
Yeah.
music, and
Yeah,
is that when
so-
Eli-Mac was created?
It was funny because when I was in LA, I was recording R&B and some pop, some dance. Labels wanted me to be certain things. And then once in a while I would do a little reggae track. But my live sets, I would do reggae.
Mm.
I would perform Bob Marley tunes and kind of reggae kind with the skank and the guitar chuck, beat. And then when I moved back to Hawaii and I got in the studio, it was we just combined all these things that I liked, which was R&B, reggae, kind of hip hop. We kind of put them all together, I guess. We weren't really trying to, but we were just some homies that got in the studio and we just wanted to make some cool shit. I don't know, and that's what happened.
And that's
Yeah.
sometimes how the best moments
Yeah.
come about.
Yeah.
You're just cruising with the homies,
Yeah.
just having fun.
Yeah. There's something about R&B, singing R&B is fun and I do miss it. And I feel I do incorporate it still.
Yeah. You have a mix of
Yeah.
different genres.
Yeah, but there's something about the reggae pocket. There's something when you're on that stage and that pocket just hits.
Mhm.
There's something about that pocket that just you're in a whole different like area of the music.
Mm-hmm.
I sound crazy.
No. It makes sense because it has to do with certain vibrations.
Yeah,
like how
for sure. I was just
frequencies
gonna say vibration.
that we of emotion, and because different frequencies elicit different emotions and vibrations, and
right.
So I get it. I totally understand what you're saying.
There's something about that on the two that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something about it that's
why, like, for example, like how can you not like move your body like skank when you're hearing like even like the simplest like whatever it is, like that's why us locals, the people in Hawaii, it's like you almost never see somebody just like like how can you listen to dubstep and just be like
right or anything
right? Like I don't even dance, but like anytime like some reggae music comes on, I'm just like moving a little bit, like
don't get me wrong, sometimes there's those guys, bro, that are just like this like in the back just or in the front sometimes.
Maybe they're just like too stoned in the back and they just can't move.
Maybe.
That's what it is.
I can relate to that. Like I don't judge.
They're
there.
Exactly. Yeah, supporting. All right. Well, speaking of music, can you sing us a little song?
Okay. Sure.
Give us a little acapella.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a break, and then we'll come right back with that, and then we'll get into the social media fan questions.
Okay.
Sounds
for
good.
sure.
Immerse yourself in the underwater wonders of Hawaii's marine life with Hawaii Ocean Charter's hands-on guided snorkeling tours. Whether it's your first time falling in love with Waikiki or you're rediscovering its beauty just like me, there is no better way to see it than from the ocean. Personally, it was one of the best things I have done this year. I got to snorkel with some turtles and fishes, and I was able to catch the coolest sunset over the water. Conveniently located in Kaka'ako with online booking and live availability, finding the perfect day on the water couldn't be easier with them. Ride in style on their unique and well cared for power catamaran that offers all the amenities you need. Locally owned and operated, their friendly crew lives for sharing their love for the ocean with others. Sunset cruises, guided snorkeling tours, whale and dolphin watching, coastal sightseeing, and fireworks shows are among the tours their guests love the most. Use code KIA50 to get $50 off of your next charter. Are you looking for a game that's guaranteed to make you laugh at your next party? You need to check out Moat Gabs, the newest card game designed right here in Hawaii for locals by locals. Race against the clock as you read seemingly random phrases that sound like gibberish at first, like Pio Gold Main Ko, or Heat Wood Go, or something like Male Lay Cow Liki Maka, until you figure out the local phrase. Mele Kaliki Maka, Eddie Would Go, and Pickle Mango. Each card has phrases that could be a person, place, or thing, but any local should know them. They just might not understand it at first. Moat Gabs, the fun kind game where you read the gibberish out loud to decode the local phrase. We're very blessed today because we have a great musician sitting across from me, and she's going to bless us with a very special song. Yes. I don't even know what she's going to sing, but I'm sure it's going to be special.
Okay, check this out. This is my latest song featuring Collie Buddz. It's called Resume.
Yep.
Okay. Here's my resume. Do I qualify? I see the help on the side in your eyes. Thought I should apply. And if you can't hire me today, maybe some other time, yeah. 'Cause I'll be right here next to my phone, waiting for your reply. 'Cause I want to be a full-time lover, yeah. And I want to see that there is no other, no. I
Nice. So that was a little sample of the song Resume.
Yes.
Eli-Mac, Collie Buddz. I was just listening to that right before coming here. So it's cool to hear it in person.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, mahalo for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Let's get right into the social media fan questions because we already had a little shishi break. Are you good? You need a shishi break?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
After.
Okay. So we'll get into the social media fan questions.
Ooh.
Presented by Texco in Hawaii. Okay, we got some good ones, all right?
Ooh.
we have the first question coming from StudioRise.co. Shout out to Chris. It's a super awesome person. New album dropping soon.
Yes. New album dropping soon. Album number 3. It's going to be a full length this time. 10 songs plus. We're shooting for the fall.
Okay.
It's wrap up. It's wrap up time right now. So it's almost
soon.
Yeah.
How many songs is in a full length album?
It's going to be at least 10 songs.
Okay.
I'm still deciding on the number. I want to do 11, but it might be more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we expect any features?
Yeah. Shucks. Right now, we're just wrapping up the songs and getting them prepared to present for features.
Okay.
So right now, the only feature is Collie Buddz, but we're definitely looking for more.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So next question comes from Avadada. This person says, does her family still own the IHOP?
My family does not own the IHOP anymore.
Okay, so sorry. So you heard it here first. Don't support IHOP anymore. We do not support IHOP. You heard.
You're hilarious, yo. Loyalty, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
If your family doesn't own it, we don't want to go.
Right.
Yeah. We don't even like pancakes.
Yeah, right?
We're more of a waffle kind of podcast. All right. Next question comes from Nalelers. This person says, where do you draw inspiration, your super cool sense of style?
My sense of style, thank you. It's just honestly from growing up in the 90s. Like, I was a big TLC fan. Janet Jackson's one of my favorites. Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, that essence of the 90s is something I guess it's kind of more nostalgic for me because it reminds me of my childhood. Like, this is before the cell phones, like before all that. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a tomboy too. I like sports. I like to play basketball. So I just like to be comfy at the baggy clothes.
Oh, dang. I didn't know you were a baller.
I like to ball up a little bit.
Yeah, Eli-Mac can get a bucket here and there.
Blankets.
What was yours? Are you a shooter?
I play point guard.
Point guard passer, distributing the basketball.
For sure.
Okay. Do you have a team, or are you?
My team was Chicago Bulls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All day.
Nice. I don't think they made the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been keeping up in a while, but back in the day,
back in the day, the Michael Jordan days, the Derrick Rose days.
For sure. Derrick Rose, that was a good time too. Yeah.
That was a fun time to be a Bulls fan.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was so sad what happened.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, he's still a golden in some of our eyes.
For sure.
Okay, next question comes from Mr. Delicious.
Okay.
This person says, Ululani shave ice or Tasaka guri guri?
Ooh, dang. I gotta go with my people, goody goody.
Okay.
For sure.
Nice. That's the one thing I knew about Maui growing up. Because we go there, like, you need to get this because you can only get it on Maui.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They used to have like a little stand, and then they upgraded, so now they have like a full-on store.
Yeah, that outlet mall or something, right?
at Maui Mall.
Yeah, super cool.
That's where the IHOP was.
Yeah, I haven't been to Maui in a while. Well, actually, I went to Maui last year to work on something, but I haven't been there for like vacation. It was just only work.
Yeah.
But we are gonna plan to do a Maui trip to get a bunch of people on the podcast over there.
Okay.
So
nice.
yeah, I'm excited to spend some time on Maui. I think we're gonna spend like a week there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, try to get like Glenn from Maui.
Yeah.
Malika
Glenn.
Dudley's leaving. Rel, Rel, she cooks.
Oh,
She's on that show, and like Chef Sheldon as well. I think they live on Maui. So a lot of people on Maui.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Plus the goody goody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next question comes from Visual 5 Ound. So it looks like visual sound.
Okay.
Do you feel a responsibility to rep for Filipinos in Hawaii?
I don't. I mean, yes and no. Like, I just do it naturally. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of where I'm from, and I gotta rep my ancestors and my people. Yeah, it's not like it's no question for me to rep Hawaii and to rep Philippines.
Yeah, it's just natural. Like, you're just living your life, and however you're living it, people are gonna see you like, well, this is a Filipino person.
Yeah.
And however they want to perceive that, they're like, good or bad.
Yeah, you can't forget where you came from, you know?
Yeah.
That's your roots. It's part of who you are.
Yeah. I think that's like something that we're very prideful of, like representing our ancestors.
Yeah.
Whether you're Hawaiian, Japanese, Filipino,
Absolutely.
Samoan, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we're just prideful people here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We grew up very prideful.
Yeah. And spiritual.
Yeah, exactly. Which I love.
Yeah.
I feel
same.
like it gives us a different kind of connection to people and even ourselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that connection is everything.
Wild Poe, Peau. This person says, what is your favorite beach on Oahu?
What's my favorite beach on Oahu? Oh, dang. Am I really going to say it?
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, if you say that,
like, dude, like,
there would be people camping out
kind
over
of
there.
like, bro, I don't
bring their
want to
sleeping bag like you did at Reckon Idol, waiting for you to go there.
Yeah, it's going to be hella people there now. Like,
Camile's on Oahu.
Bruh.
Second favorite.
Shucks. You know, we used to, I know everybody calls this everybody has their name. Everybody has their secret beach.
Okay,
we used to call it Secret Beach. But it's this beach called Leftovers. It's on North Shore. It's in the North Shore. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want us to edit that out? Or you want
it's called Leftovers.
Okay, so Leftovers.
Leftovers.
Okay, because we can edit it out and we can be like, my favorite beach is Aloha Canal.
Yeah.
We could do that if we want.
Yeah. That'd be fire.
Okay, Jordan, mark this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we called it Secret Beach.
Secret Beach. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've ever been there.
It's this cool little cut. Like there's like a little path, tiny little path. And it's so nice.
Okay.
One time actually I was there and freaking here comes Roman, brah. Just coming in on his longboard with, I think he was catching fish or like, and he's like, oh, hey guys. We're like, oh my God, bro. Like, what's up?
So it's like a celebrity beach, I guess. Yeah?
I'm dead.
No.
Sure.
Watch, you're gonna see everybody start piling up on
right.
Yeah, which is funny because your episode's coming out right after Roman's.
Oh, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah. His
Roman.
is going on right now.
Hey, I wonder if you'll remember that. Yeah. Yeah, we were just on the beach and we just saw him pulling in. We were like,
that's so funny.
How's this wine? We were like, what's up, bro? Like, dude, look at you. He got the wetsuit.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, he's great.
I would love to see an Eli-Mac A.K.A. collab.
I would love for that collab.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. I'll go. Next time I see him, I'll be like, hey.
Let him know.
Yeah. Okay. Next question comes from she.will.b.something. A memorable place you've performed at and why? Anything special about it?
I would say the Mac is a very special place for me, for sure, because it's my home. And I like the outdoor venue.
Mm-hmm.
You see like the valley, you see Iao and everything. And it's a place where I saw one of my friends that recently passed away during the pandemic. I just have an image of him ingrained, him in the front, and I'm up on the stage and I just see him every time I'm there, So I love performing at the Mac.
Okay, awesome. Beautiful answer. And beautiful reason why. Okay, I like this question. Roan01 Pugs says, what's your favorite aisle on when you're grocery shopping?
What's my favorite aisle?
When you're grocery shopping.
Duh, Asian. Come on, fool.
What are you getting? The furikake?
Furikake. I like the golden curry.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I get my noodles and, all my sauces and stuff.
Okay. Are you a no spice person?
I like spicy.
Spice, okay.
But I Filipinos, we don't really have much spicy food. Mm-hmm. It's really like savory or sweet. But about maybe 5 years into living in San Diego, I finally started putting tapatio on my my tacos. So now I'm up in the spice. I'm up in there.
Okay, so get up. One day you'll be on that show, Hot Wings, or right. hot. What was it called? Hot.
Very
hot
ambitious.
Wings?
Yeah.
Hot. Maybe it is Hot Wings.
Yeah.
Okay. The Virgo in me is overthinking this. Okay. Next question comes from Jerry Salamonte. Here's two questions. Does American Idol usually hold rights / license / etc. of their contestants for an X amount of years? And did they do that with you?
Yeah. So We had like a huge, thick contract that we had to sign. I know, honestly, for me, after they're done with you, they're pal. They're on to the next batch. Like, I don't think we're allowed to disclose like any type of like tell all or like anything like that. We're not allowed to like put anything out like that. I haven't seen that contract in a very long time, but yeah, I feel like once they're done with you, they're done with you. They're on to the next batch, and I never really heard from them ever again.
Okay. Do you know if like you're in like the top 3 or whatever, like do they is everybody on the contract like when you get like that high,
Yeah,
or if you
feel
win?
like maybe like the top 3.
Okay.
They have some sort of contract. Definitely the winner.
Yeah.
And then like I feel like the second and third they have like a little something, either some management deal or some sort of record deal. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta check. I gotta ask Ian when I talk with him. Okay. What is your relationship with Jasmine? Because you guys, it was a very special season. Like,
yeah,
it was like I said, like how if people who weren't born that time, you don't know, it was like as special as like the Iam Tongi season, because that's very recent. So 100%. It was just like that, and it was just so like cool to like cheer for these people from Hawaii.
Yeah. I feel like on the show, we were all competitors, so it was a different type of relationship, and her and I, we were like competitors within the competition. We were like the two from Hawaii. So it was like, it was either Team Jasmine or Team Camile, bro. And it was like this like separation, which I hated. You know what I mean? Like Jasmine was like, like cute, like little flower girl with the flower in her hair, and I was like the freaking country girl from Maui, like with the red, yellow, green wristband with the curly hair, like no makeup, like it was. But I feel like now after the competition, we can like chill, we can hang out with each other. She lives in Vegas now. We've actually just recently reconnected. I surprised her.
Oh, with Lincoln. He showed me the video.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
And then I surprised her. We hadn't seen each other probably for 20 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's cool outside of the competition, like she did her thing, I did my thing, and like it's cool. We're more grown now. We're not 16 and 18. We're 36 and 38 now.
Yeah, which I still don't believe, because you both look so young. You look exactly the same. Well, your style changed. But like Jasmine, she's like literally like the same.
I know.
Like you put a flower in her hair, it's like, oh, that was the 16-year-old on American Idol.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. I know. I heard you talking that you were you're getting into working out, right?
Yeah.
So is that like a new thing that you just started?
Yeah, it's like I've always kind of been the little Filipino, like, so I never really worked out. I played sports. I played volleyball and basketball in high school and stuff. But, I always took kind of like working out for granted. Like I never, But recently I got a trainer and kind of doing that stuff. And it feels really good. It feels really great. Like I wish I would have done it sooner. Yeah.
Are you getting into like nutrition or like biohacking, like sauna, cold plunge?
See, I'm not into
stretching,
that. Like I'm not all the way fully into it. Like I can work out, especially when I have motivation. Oh, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I can work out when I have motivation.
Okay.
But my problem is food. Like I love food so much. Like I'm addicted to food. Like
that's not a
seriously
bad thing. Everything in moderation. But I mean, like. You could have worse addictions.
Sure, except when you go to the doctor and they're like, you have high cholesterol. And I'm like,
I take that back.
What? I'm like, because, I'm like little or whatever. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, you can't just eat like any kind, whatever you like.
Spam, and, eggs, and rice every single day.
Especially your heritage. Like, I'm sure this runs in your family, does it? I'm like, it sure does. And then, like, so, yeah, that's been a hard one for me, like as an adult, because you never think about it,
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm kind of afraid of, because I'm relatively healthy.
Yeah,
and I try to be better at eating food as like healthier as I get older, because I'm 31.
Okay.
So, and I see people who are like skinny or like like in shape and they have like diabetes.
100%.
So it's like, it's crazy to
Yep.
think that, because like growing up, you just think like, oh, big Hawaiian, Polynesian person, like gout, diabetes.
Yeah.
But it's just like normal people, even athletes.
Yep.
And a lot of, I mean, Hawaii, we grew up eating plate lunches, mac salad, Portuguese sausage.
Yep.
Like, that's just how we grow up eating. So like, when you get older, you're like, you gotta kind of watch out what you're eating. It's hard because like, how you gonna pass up a plate lunch?
How? I remember one time I was on tour with Rebel Soldiers. I was with my boy Tunes, and then we were eating, and we were freaking grinding, and then and Tunes was like, "Hey, for one little girl, you can grind, yeah." And I was like, "Yeah."
You might have a little help. That's why
I get a little help, and I feel like both my like cultures, like Hawaiian and Filipino. It's like it's both cultures. Like we just eat food. It's like a big part of Filipino culture, a big part of local culture. It's just what we do, you know?
Yeah. What do you do when you hang out? You eat.
You eat.
Yeah. You drink. You
I
whatever.
like to cook,
you talk stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something. And I think maybe these days, because I feel like social media and everything, there's like pressure to like live a certain way or like
for sure.
do certain things in a certain way. I feel like we're more conscious about what we eat.
Yeah.
But I still think it's gonna take a while till we're actually all on a healthy level.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Especially these days, like in the culinary world, there's so much good food now. Like fusion and like the game is.
You got
like,
Korean, Mexican fusion, like all kind.
Even vegan food is tight.
Yeah,
that
but see,
tastes like
the only thing with like vegan and healthy food, it's more expensive sometimes,
for
or
sure.
they make us pay more for organic.
Yeah.
Basically, they're making us pay more for food that's not sprayed with like pesticide, like toxic food. It's just crazy to think about.
It's
like,
crazy.
oh, if you want food that's not poison, here, pay extra.
You know, that's the world we live in. It's crazy.
It's crazy. All right. Well, going to the last question from the same person, Jerry Salamonte. He says, you've spoken about your hearing loss and learning ASL. What's causing it? Is it progressing? If so, future plans?
Yeah. So when I was 12, I went to the doctor and they looked at my ear and they're like, oh, you have a puka in your ear. And we're like, oh, okay. And I never got it fixed, you know, and it just kind of gradually got worse since then. Probably from my career, from music.
Being around loud sounds too.
Yeah, and I was a roughhouser. Like, I was a tomboy, like, hard, you know? Like, so, and then as an adult, I've learned now that I had both my ears. Both of my ears have a puka in both of my ears. So I have.
So it started in one and you got another one later in life.
Yeah, it started in my right ear, and then now both ears have a hole in my eardrum. And so I have about 50% hearing loss in both of my ears. That's why I'm always like, what? That's why I'm wearing these headphones. First ever.
Yeah, but we might incorporate it. Kind of like the look.
Yeah, it's chill, right?
So if you might see me with headphones in the next episode.
Hey, ever. Yeah. So I'm supposed to get a surgery for it.
Okay.
And you know, the doctor's like, oh yeah, you just get surgery. He was really casual about it. I guess it's not like such a crazy surgery.
It's not super invasive.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the more common ones for the ear. It's not like they're adding any prosthetic or anything in the ear. They graft a piece of skin from behind your ear and then they patch up your eardrum. And I don't know, like my ear has always been good. Like in music, in the studio, I hear everything. I hear all the notes, all the harmonies. I got everything. Mathematically, I feel like I'm locked in, but it's my daily life that it affects me the most. I'm like, what? Like, oh, what? People are like talking, and I'm like, what? Or like, I miss a lot of prayers. I miss a lot of jokes. Yeah. You know, I hear everybody laughing. I'm like, I'm like, what did he say?
After everybody's
I'm like,
already
hey, what
laughing.
Did he say? What did he say? Like, I'm that friend. Like, what? Like,
but you just laugh along because everybody else is laughing.
They're like, you have no idea what I'm saying. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm sick and tired of saying what. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I started learning ASL, and it's been really cool. You know, I feel like sign language is something that we use like every day, you know, that a lot of people know that they're not aware of, you know, like when you go to Japan, you're like, you know, drink. You're like food.
Shishi.
Yeah, so a box for food. Like
take a
TV dance, shishi dance. Yeah. I was supposed to get the surgery in December, but I chickened out. So, but I am gonna get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it. Because I talked to one of my friends, and one of my friends told me, he said, hearing loss is directly tied to dementia.
Ooh.
So when you leave hearing loss untreated, it makes you a big candidate for dementia. So I see a lot of old people who are like, who are hard of hearing. Like a lot of them go crazy. A lot of it, for some reason, your ears, and I mean, it's right there, your brain, right? Ears and dementia are just this, hearing loss and dementia are linked up together directly. So that's been the deciding factor for me, like, to get the surgery, even though it's something I'm scared about, like I don't want to mess with. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's never steered me wrong. In the studio, on stage,
That's
but I can't hear anything. Like when I first walked in, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Sorry, what?
Yeah. No, we're just talking crap about you. It's fine.
Yeah. Don't worry. Should I go? Or... yeah.
So we're like, oh, she didn't hear. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
dang, but that is scary. I didn't think about it, especially coming from like a musician standpoint, and you've been doing it your whole life and it's been fine.
Yeah.
So like to even mess around with like that is such a scary thought, because like what if like, I mean, it could be better,
Yeah.
It could totally be better. But what if it's worse?
But the ears are, it's not like your eyes. Like you can get laser eye surgery and you're forever, like you could puncture your ear again. You could disrupt it again. You could break your eardrum again. But, it's a delicate thing inside there. Yeah. But one of my mentors, my buddy Jay Park, he was like, Camille, you should fix it before it goes completely out. And I was like, well, I never considered that an option ever. What? And I don't know if that's even a true thing that could actually happen. But, my friend, like for example, I had a friend that just visited me. I haven't seen him in like 3 years. He was like, yo, your hearing is bad. It's worse. I'm like, I know, dude. It's the worst it's ever been. So I know I need to get it fixed. And it's something, honestly, I want to do for my friends. And for me, of course. But, like, a lot for my friends. Okay. Because bless my friends that are like...
They're so patient.
I said... they're like... Yeah. They're like... Or some of them are like, never mind. I'm like, tell me. What did you say?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like I have a handicap. Like, I can't hear it. Like... Yeah.
Well, how good is your ASL at this point?
I feel like my ASL is, I've been learning pretty fast. I really want to dive deeper into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that is really cool. I think about learning sometimes, because I just feel like it's so good to know.
Yeah.
Even
it's a cool language.
even if you're not deaf or anything, but just to communicate with friends or whatever. Like say you're super far away and you're just like
you
doing
can
that.
talk to them and say, hey, what's up? How are you?
And honestly, to me, it just looks so cool.
It just looks
it
cool,
looks so
right?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some cool signs. Like this is like hey, and then what's up? It's like, what's up?
No, that's
like
so cool.
with your middle fingers, and you just from your chest, you're like, what's up? And kind of with your face too. What's up? And then how? You just take your two hands.
And thank you.
Yeah, thank you from your chin.
And then
please.
Yeah,
more. And they have baby sign language too.
Exactly. I know my little niece, she's like 3. She does this because she watches this one TV show.
Okay, yeah.
And like they teach her like
They're
so like when
cool.
she says she does it, she's like, please
more. Please. You help me.
Yeah.
You help. Or I help you. Bring it towards someone else.
Yeah, I love the interpreters at the music festivals and the concerts. Yeah, they're just like getting into it.
Yeah,
and, like,
I've been having interpreters. We started incorporating an interpreter. Shout out to my girl Shadow. Last year in May, we busted it out at Holo Holo Fest, and it's been so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. and it reaches more people as well, and it
absolutely.
You're more conscious of other people who are hard of hearing, or they want to enjoy the experience as well, but they just can't because of
for sure. Handicap. And then there's like there's levels, like for me, I'm not speaking enough for the speaking community, and I'm not deaf enough for the deaf community. So I'm right in the middle. There's people who are hard of hearing. There's people who are talking. People who cannot talk, who are just hard of hearing all the way. People who are halfway hard of hearing and can kind of speak. There's all kinds of levels too of the community.
That's interesting. You're like afakasi in the hearing term, where you're just like not someone enough, but like not white enough.
For sure. For sure, it's a thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, mahalo everybody for the social media fan questions. Make sure you leave them for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. Super interesting. We never talked about that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm going to think about. Because even like, I guess when you listen to this, subtitles are like automatically generated.
Oh, okay, really?
I think so. But I mean, we say a lot of like pigeon words and stuff, so I wonder how that comes up. So like,
do you edit those? Like,
no,
I know sometimes you can edit the words.
Clips, like clips on social media, we put captions.
Okay, yeah.
But like the full episodes, and I know Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, this like super famous YouTube guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like one of the biggest ever. He makes all his videos in like different languages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I don't know how many languages.
They translate it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, how you go on Netflix and there's like a Korean show, but it's like dubbed in English. Hey. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that guy over there.
Hey.
Yeah, let's fight.
You.
Yeah.
I.
Exactly. So it's like that, but I'm sure by AI it's better.
Yeah. It's more smooth
That's like
now.
how we were growing up. That's how it was.
Like not like the Bruce Lee kind.
Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what I think about. My stepdad makes jokes like that all the time. But yeah, it would be really cool to do something like that with this podcast eventually, where people can listen to it in Japanese or Spanish, stuff like that. So, and I really love languages. So, yeah, maybe ASL would be the next one I learned.
Yeah, ASL is a really cool language to learn. You probably know a lot more than you realize.
Cool. Yeah. Super cool.
But have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z with the in Espanol?
No, I seen it in French.
In French?
Yeah, because
I
lived in Madagascar, and Madagascar is a French-speaking language.
I think I saw that on your page. Okay, yeah,
so
that's cool.
At my host family, when I was learning, I was at the training for the Peace Corps. I lived at a Malagasy host family, and they had like a little TV, but they'd watch it Dragon Ball Z in French.
You're like, okay, so parlez-vous français?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
I know some.
That's all I know.
Yeah, I know some French. I know more the numbers because we had to learn the numbers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, was it epic in French? Because in Espanol, it's like, hey, todos a mis amigos, vámonos. Like it's really cool.
That would be cool because I did learn Spanish in college, so like I could probably understand it more than I can the French.
For sure.
Yeah, but that would be really cool because I love Spanish. Like,
I love Spanish.
So I love like hearing that. So I can imagine how cool it is in Spanish, Dragon Ball Z in Spanish.
Dragon Ball Z in Espanol.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really cool in Japanese too. Yeah.
Yeah, I never do. I mean, I watch anime.
Okay, yeah,
anime. In Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I never watched Dragon Ball Z in Japanese.
Yeah, so I was watching in English. So,
yeah. Huh. I should just watch it in any language that I'm learning at the moment. Because right now I'm learning Japanese.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to watch it in Japanese.
Yeah. Huh, one thing with languages that help, even with ASL, with Espanol, languages that helped me, it was music. So like a song that I'm already familiar with, and then you see the translation that kind of helps you with certain words that you're already familiar with or phrases.
Yeah. ¿Hablas español?
Un poquito.
Okay.
Sí.
¿Sabes Atrévete?
Oh, Atrévete.
Calle 13, the song.
Calle 13, okay.
You know that one?
Sí.
Atrévete, salte de closet, escápate, quítate, that song.
Okay, get it.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the song you need to know to like be accepted by like Spanish speakers.
Right.
The Mexicans.
Like you're in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Calle 13,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point of the podcast, I like to ask all of my guests the same thing about keeping it aloha. It's the name of the show. I try to do that every day of my life. So in your life, how do you keep it aloha?
Yeah, okay. Keep it aloha. Just, I guess for me, is just loving up on my people, like I like to cook for my band, for my people, being there, emotionally for my girls, my family, and also for myself.
Mm.
You know, keeping my calm and keeping my emotions, at a balance. You know, and just trying to have love at all times for myself and for others, I guess, is my way of keeping it aloha, Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's all community
Yeah,
driven.
for sure.
Yeah, and I can tell in your life, especially when you're in a band, really,
Yeah.
you have that sense of community, right?
Yeah,
Ohana.
for sure.
So like that's definitely a big part of who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so cool. And
Yeah.
cooking, of course, that brings everybody together, right?
Yeah, it
Food.
brings everybody together.
Food and music. What?
Yeah,
What two
exactly.
things bring people together more than food and
Those
music?
are like the only two things
Yeah.
like I know how to do, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Food, drinks, and music.
food, yeah.
But that falls under. I feel like the drinks fall under
It's
the
all-
food.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to talk about your love and passion for marijuana.
Okay, yeah.
Because like you
Okay.
posted about it 420 this past couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like these days in our society, it's becoming a lot more accepted.
For sure.
It's becoming decriminalized in places, it's becoming
Yes.
legal in places.
Yeah.
People are like more open about it these
Yeah.
days, whereas like growing up in like our time from like the had its time in like all the drugs was like the 70s or whatever,
Right.
and then like
right.
but that was more like the
Well, they put it in the
psychedelics.
same category
Yeah,
as all the
yeah.
other
And then because
drugs.
of that, so like in the like our like 90s, early 2000s, it
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's a gateway drug, dude,
Yeah.
this and that. And but now it's like with all like the medical benefits and
Yeah,
like
for
this
sure.
and that. Even with psychedelics, it's becoming a little bit more accepted in
Yeah.
like the scientific community.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't smoke. I never did. I've been high once
Okay.
by accident.
How was
And
it? Were you all
I'll
paranoid?
I'll tell you the story. So like it was my friend's 21st birthday.
Okay,
This
that's a
is-
good
So
one.
this was 10 years ago.
Okay.
This is 10 years ago. And we were at like our friend's rental house in Hilo. And we're all hanging out, whatever. I walk into a room and my friend has a cookie in his hand.
Okay.
So I just walk into the room and I see him holding it. So I just bite it. And he's like, oh, that's not a regular cookie. And I'm like,
You already ate it.
no, and I only took a bite, but I was like, I don't care. Then I took the rest of it and I ate the whole thing.
Oh my
Like I ate the
god.
whole entire cookie.
Were you drunk already, or were you?
I don't
like-
drink either.
Okay, you don't
So
drink.
I'm like the
okay.
sober guy of my whole
Okay.
entire friend group.
Yes.
Like my friends, I grew up with like uncles, friends smoking weed, drinking, whatever. Like
Yeah,
going to football
works.
practice, people
Yeah.
passing the blunt in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Or I'd be the friend at school. Like
You're
my
like
friend-
passing it
no,
over to them.
no, my friends would be like smoking. I'll be the watch guard.
Okay.
I'll be
that's
like
what's
so
up.
like and like my
You're the
friends would smoke in
homie.
the car. I'd be like, yeah, secondhand. So like I was around it all the time. I just
Yeah.
didn't do it myself. So,
Okay.
but I never had a
let's see.
problem with it.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that.
So yeah, I was completely sober, and I ate the whole thing, and I was like, see, it's like not even
Minor.
bothering me. And then like an hour in, like I was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
I just started to sink in that
just,
couch. Like it was so it was like this, like a couch here and this like a coffee table over here.
Yeah.
I had cream rolls or like this like the snacks. So and for like the longest time, I just remembered, and it was the weirdest feeling ever because I knew what was going on,
Yeah.
but I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
So I was like this for like so long, trying to grab the cream rolls, and I was just like. And then when I finally got it, I remember I was like in front of my mouth for so long, like. I couldn't eat it. And then at some point, I was just like, the perspective. Like my friends
Yeah.
always tease me about that. I was like,
Perspective,
and
dude.
then the next day, I was like this hungover feeling. It's just,
You were
I
still
felt like
ripped the
so
next day,
lazy.
yeah?
Yeah, but and then people were like, "Oh, that was like a super strong edible." And like,
Dude.
you're not supposed to eat like the whole
the
thing.
whole thing. You just
which I
take a
did,
little
so, like,
piece. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to like 0 to like 100.
Wow.
So that was the one time I got high. Yeah.
That's an epic story.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I never smoked anything. I'd be more open to like edibles these days.
Edibles, yeah.
Because like I just felt I was always like never against weed because it's organic, it's from the Aina, whatever. Just don't lace it with anything crazy.
Right.
So but yeah, I know people are coming to accept it more. So
Yeah.
I want to know like your story and like your thoughts about it and like
yeah.
how you're so open about it, because that's kind of a brave thing in my
Yeah.
to my eyes, because, you know, there's stigmas that come with it.
For sure. There's definitely a lot of stigmas that come with it. I've been a cannabis supporter for a long time, since I was 14. And then Maui is like, that's kind of just what we did.
Maui, I mean.
Yeah, Maui, like all of our homies, like a lot of their parents would grow, you know, it was just there. So yeah, back then I was like the bad cousin, or I was like the bad, like, oh my gosh, she smokes weed. Like, you know, now it's like, everybody smoked weed. Obama smoked weed before. Everybody smoked weed.
Like, and then when that came out, they're like, he's such a terrible.
Y'all were tripping on me. Like, okay, like
our president.
But I think it's I've always been a big supporter of it, of the industry. It's crazy to see how much it's grown in the last 20 years. For me, at 25, I've been smoking. But you know, I think it's a great opportunity to bring money back into our economy.
Yep.
You know, I think it's a safer space spiritually, you know, than other drugs, you know, for example, prescription drugs, you know what I mean, and harder drugs. And drugs aren't even the same like how they used to be back in the day. Like drugs now are just cut with all kinds of crazy shit, fentanyl, and you know, I think that weed is the healing of the nation. You know, it truly is. And yeah, it's getting legalized more, or decriminalized in more states throughout our country. And I think that's the good move, you know. And I think that we should take all of our homies out of the prisons that
for sure
were put in, you know, jail for weed. I think they need to be released. And I think that yeah, I love the education, people being more educated on weed. I think we need to go back to that, you know. I feel like that was kind of like when the weed industry was coming up, it was like, yeah, smoke weed every day. And then now it's like, it's like prescriptions, and like all the kids are like, yeah, like all this like harder shit. You know, I think we need to go back to like, you know, back to the Irie vibe.
Yeah,
and like
more
kind
simple.
of stay more in that vibe. And, you know, yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So what is your relation? Is it like every day? Is it like Snoop Dogg status?
Every day, Snoop Dogg.
So you're like the Snoop Dogg of Hawaii?
Yeah. Anybody want to come test me? Try smoke with me? I got you.
Can you imagine your life without? Like, what if like you didn't have it? Like,
wow, that's such a great question.
Yeah.
I have gone without it before. Like one time I did like a month without it. You know, it's a different vibe. I've been doing it since I was 14.
Yeah.
So it's become a part of my life, a kind of a ritual thing. Like when we go to the studio with the homies, you know, we kind of come together. We smoke a blunt. We smoke together.
And it's a social thing as well. Same way like how people meet at the bar to drink.
Yeah. You ever see two guys at the bar drink and fight each other? Yeah. You ever see two guys burn a joint and fight each other? No.
Good point. Yeah.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
There you go. Drop the blunt.
Yeah. Case dismissed. Case closed.
Legalized.
Well.
Yeah. No, but I really support it, especially in Hawaii, for like the economy.
Yeah, for the economy,
or like
100%.
the economic standpoint of it, because we have all this land.
Yeah.
And like so much of our crops, like they are exported.
Yeah.
And then everything imported is like we have to pay for it, which makes it more expensive. But if we grew a lot of weed here, cannabis, like the cannabis industry came here to Hawaii, like we could make so much money and feed that into the economy.
Bruh, especially because like in the mainland, everything is like hydroponics, everything is like indoor, like with the lights. But if we have like that's why they call it Kona Gold. That's why they call it Maui Waui, because like freaking the Aina is so rich. The soil, you drop some seeds in there, like dude, that's gonna be some crip herb, you know? So I feel like we could have competitions with the best outdoor weed. Like, dude, that's my
I wonder why it's not. I wonder if it's just because of the stigma still of like how it's like viewed as a drug.
Yeah. Well, also too, it's so competitive now, the industry. and like all the chemicals, and like everybody wants like that crazy like dispensary weed, like
Yeah.
you know. But I personally like the natural.
Yeah.
Like when I come back home to Hawaii and they're like, yeah, this is some freaking East Side freaking like, you know, I'm like, heck yeah. Or like when I go to Maui, they're like, this is some good upcountry outdoor. I'm like, yes, like just tastes so natural, and like, you know, that doesn't give you like the headache. Sometimes you get the headache with like the cannabis club weed, you know. There's so many different levels now, really, but I like that natural kind.
Yeah.
Outdoor. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens in the next couple years. Maybe in our lifetime it'll be legalized. Maybe we'll start the
Open up some
cannabis
greenhouses.
industry will start booming here.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, you know, just relying on tourism, isn't it?
Become one with the herbs, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So you went to Jamaica to record that one song with Stephen Marley, right?
I did, yeah.
How was that?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I think I was like 20 years old. Went to Tuff Gong, you know, at Hope Road, Bob's house, in Tuff Gong Studios with Stephen. And then we did a cover of Guava Jelly. And it was crazy. It was cool. Yeah. They had like a whole big posse. There was like all kind rude boys, like nice, you know, people. Like Damien was there. He didn't talk to nobody. And then Stephen. Like, but it was cool. We didn't know when the session was gonna be, and I was like, asked my management, like, hey, like, you know, like, they're like, this is their style, this is how they roll, you know what I mean? Like, we just go with the flow. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. And then so like the third day, finally got in the studio. We're like, okay.
Also, like the
so
other
they
day
like
we
get
just
to know
hanging
you.
out.
Yeah, hanging out, kind of get to know you, kick it. They had the Guinness out. They drink it room temperature in Jamaica. Yeah. And then like by the end of the weekend, we finally got in the studio, just me and Steven. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah. Do you want have you been back since, or do you want to go back?
I want to go back. I would love to go back. Yeah. I haven't been back since.
Do you have a fan base there?
I think.
I mean,
I want to say yes.
Let us know maybe in the comments if you're watching this from Jamaica.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Little bit.
Okay. Well, what is your favorite thing about your job?
Wow, that's a really good question. Favorite thing, I guess, just all the people. All the people I've met. Some of my best friends to this day are fans, and I have like maybe two besties that are my day-to-days that I've met at a show that are fans. And just being able to do what I love and support myself with my art. And it took a long time to get there to be a full-time musician, of course. But I don't know. I guess just the energy of the music and the people. And I'm just so thankful.
Yeah.
I'm just so thankful to do what I love.
Yeah, and I think it's really inspiring that it didn't happen super quickly. It wasn't an overnight success thing.
It may look like it.
You had your 15 seconds of fame on you know, American Idol, and then you had to work, you had to grind, you had to hustle.
You had to go through some
you had to get to that. You had to wrap some Subway sandwiches. You had to toast some buns just to get where you're at, you know? So I think that makes a story even better, and it inspires people to like not give up, because that's the difference between successful people and people who aren't successful. Is the successful people don't give up. Right. And this is a perfect example of that.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you know, just keep going.
Yep.
Just keep going. That's
just like the dub. Keep going.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Ever. It never stops. If I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, hey, Eli-Mac, always wanted to ask you.
You have at least like $5 from this episode.
For sure.
I owe you at least $5 from this episode. When I come out to your show at some point, I'll make sure to send a drink over to you or something. But like, I owe you this from the podcast. $5 worth. Yeah, I'll get you like a quarter of a shot.
Right. Right on.
Are you into like the spirituality side of like I don't even know what to call it, like, Jah, and like, because it's like that's really connected to like like I don't even know how to explain, like the Jamaican, or like the roots Rasta, like the Rasta. Yeah, so are you like into that as well?
I think doing reggae music, I've definitely learned a lot about Jamaican culture,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rastafarianism, which is kind of like their religion. And from my understanding, it's derived from Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So Jah is God,
Okay.
of course. So when we're like, praise Jah, thank you, Jah, give thanks to Jah. Just really give thanks to God, I definitely believe in God, Jah, God.
Whatever form that people want to believe.
I talk to him every day.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to him before every meal and before I go to bed, and he's definitely a big part of my life, for sure. Yeah, he's present in my life.
Nice. And was that always like that? Like even from when you were young?
Yeah,
Like with your
when I
family?
was young, I always felt like there was I knew what God was, and I always felt that he was real,
Mm-hmm.
and that he was strong, and that he was this entity, and this higher power, higher than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt that at a young age, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's always an interesting conversation. Like people who don't believe in a higher power, I feel like, how can you not?
Yeah.
Look at all the crazy
Like,
things in
look at
the
those
world.
mountains.
Yeah.
Like look at this ocean. Like
Mm-hmm.
look at all this stuff. Like how can you not think that this stuff is like made from something higher than us? Like we made this? Like there's no way.
Yeah. And I think this is the only confusing thing for people. Like, what do you believe in? Like, even for me, like I grew up Christian.
Yeah.
And I totally believe in a higher power.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is. Like, because to me, there's no proof. Is it God? Is it Allah? Is it Jah? Is it Buddha? Is it Krishna? Like,
for sure.
There's no proof to say who exactly it is. Like we want to say God because that's what we default to.
Right. I feel like God is like a safer, like
exactly.
Instead of being like, oh yeah, Jesus or Buddha or this or whatever. Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't
it's
know the
just
answer.
something like you have to feel.
Yeah.
You just
whatever
have to
feels right to you.
Feel.
Mm-hmm.
You have like when I pray to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dear Father, or and that's who I go to.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the main boss. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with, the other bosses. Like I respect them, but I go all the way up to, the Don. Himself.
Like I don't want to talk to your manager. Let me talk to the CEO.
I want to talk to Dad. Okay? Yeah. Dad?
Yeah. I need help.
Yeah. Hey, it's me again.
Can I have $20 again?
That's how I feel when I'm like praying for leftovers. I'm like, hey Lord, it's me again, with the spaghetti from last night that I already prayed for, but I want to pray for it again because you never know.
Yeah, I need $10 because Taco Bell has 10 tacos for $10. Right. Come on, that could last me at least 3 meals right there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so you've done a lot of great things in your career so far, and you're not stopping anytime soon. But what would you say at this point you're most proud of?
Dang. Wow, you got really good questions.
We get deep on the podcast.
I guess I'm really proud of... I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of following my dreams. From that little girl that had a dream of being on stage. I'm glad that I followed through with that. And I'm proud that I'm able to inspire other people, young and old, that if I can do this, you can do this too. And that I have a platform to encourage others to follow their dreams. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like when you do that, that's a life hack right there. Mm-hmm. That's like when you do something you love, like that's life right there. Mm-hmm. That's like you're living the best life you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
What about when people disagree with like the way you live? Do you ever have pushback or like
Yeah.
haters?
Yeah,
How do you
for
deal with
sure.
all that?
Got lots of haters. You know, I just wish them well. And I just keep moving.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't pay my bills. They don't
Exactly.
walk the road that I walk on.
They don't gotta deal with all the stuff you deal
No.
with.
But I also don't know what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So I
Give them grace.
I've become more like, you know, hey, maybe that person's having a bad day.
Mhm.
Like, okay, you know, like that. I seen who's the guy that did the one comedian where they don't shaka back, and he's like, oh, wow, he like turns his truck around and he starts falling again. Anyway,
that?
there's a skit, right?
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. Like an influencer. Like like a local
It's one of
influencer
the
guy.
guys, bro.
Yeah. There was the one, I don't know if this is the one you're talking about, but he's like, hey, you know what's really cool about Hawaii? Is that the buses, if you let them go in the lane, they always show up the shaka. And then he lets them go in and he's like, it doesn't show up the shaka. And he's like, what? And then he gets super mad.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Well, they don't shaka back. You're like, wait, what? And the guy like turns his car on. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Yeah, that's funny. I believe. I mean, when in doubt, shock out.
when in doubt,
Pinky
shock
and thumb out. Like it's very simple.
I forgot what my point was.
I forgot the question I asked you, to be honest.
Where it was going with that, but I was going somewhere really dope. Oh, where I was like, yes, I got it. I got it. Woo, still got it. Okay, so what I was saying was, before I used to get offended. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, say that. I honestly forgot what I asked
that was the
you.
question.
Yeah.
like with the haters and stuff,
yeah.
right? But now I'm just like, you know what? Like, I gotta focus on my things and my family and myself and like, you know, my healing and like these past couple since the pandemic, I've really been focusing on like I started therapy. I started focusing on learning about just therapy and learning about all those things. Like I never knew what inner child was. Like I never knew like what triggers were, what like a narcissist was. Like I started learning about those things these past couple of years.
Awesome.
And that's definitely helped me, you know, keep it aloha and definitely helped me in my daily life.
That's awesome. Even Roman talked about going to therapy as well.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a great outlet for people if you're like struggling with things. Even if you're not struggling with
Even if you're not.
I feel like just have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
If you don't have someone to talk to, then find a therapist.
For sure.
Or just somebody like partner, like best friend. Like if you don't have that, we have so much that goes on in our life. We have so much stimuli that's like always things around us that we're intaking all the time that like sometimes it gets overwhelming. You just need to like vent or get it out.
You got to get it out. I'm a believer in that. I'm a confronter. I like to confront things. I don't like to hold it inside. I like to be like, hey, so you know, you want to talk about this? Like, you got to let it out. But before I was in therapy, I was so desperate. I've been in therapy for about 2 years. But before that, I was so desperate for therapy. And I wanted to learn more about, because I was in a situation, a relationship that wasn't serving me. And so I would go on YouTube. That's why it's awesome. Like podcasts, like I would go on YouTube and I would type in how to, and I would fill in the blank. How to be happy. How to be confident. How to, you know, disarm a narcissist. Like and that was kind of like my beginning stages of therapy, going on YouTube, podcasts, and just like listening,
finding answers.
For sure.
Okay. What is happiness to you? How do you feel like people can be happy?
Oh my God, you're hitting me with the questions, dude. What is happiness to me? Dang. Wow, I guess my ideal happiness is like, I just love my people so much. All my people that I love, like all of us together, just having a good time. This is like so specific. Happiness is just like being content with what you have. When you're content with what you have, you're not like, oh, I want to get this, or oh, I wish I had that, or oh, I wish like I look like that, or oh, I wish I had a car like that, or oh, I wish I had a boyfriend like that, or like, you know, I feel like when you're happy with what you already have, you know, you're You like that shirt that's got all the pukas in it, or like for your shirt from 7th grade, but it makes you happy. Like if you're happy and gratitude, attitude of gratitude, that's it, dude. You're winning. You're winning in life.
Yeah, I agree. Happiness isn't about getting what you want. It's about loving what you have.
Yeah. So it's about being happy with what you have.
Yeah. And I think for you, it sounds like happiness is quality time.
Yeah, quality time with my homies.
Yeah. So
I love all my people. I just love them so much.
I love talking about like as an adult about the things that make us happy.
Yeah.
Because, and like the inner child, like, we're so conditioned to like do the things that's in our environment, or like when we grow up, we kind of learn how to not be a human, like not to be a child, in the sense of like, we got to get a job, we got to go to college, we have to act a certain way, we have to like certain things. Like say you love cartoons growing up. Yeah. You're like, oh, but I can't watch cartoons as an adult because that's not acceptable. People are going to think I'm weird. Right. So I feel like my journey as an adult is like going back to like the things that made me happy as a kid, which was sports, cartoons. I don't play video games, but like I loved video games. But like, that's why I watch anime now. Okay. Because I'm like, I loved cartoons as a kid. Oh, yeah. So it's like, these are just adult cartoons. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like we have to unlearn how to become.
You really have to unlearn.
It's a lot of unlearning all these like bad things or these bad habits that we all picked up from life.
For sure. And experiences and getting jaded, getting crossed by somebody, or you know, that the cause of trauma. Yeah, for sure. And I feel that's what me and my therapist have kind of been going through. We've been doing like the inner child exercises and kind of like tapping back into that. And it's like, you don't even think about that as an adult, you know, like, and we live in such a microwave society, you know, where we're like, okay, I want this, and pop it in, boop, boop, boop.
Instagram, Insta.
Instant, and then disposable too. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when you're a kid, like, man, you can get a flower and just hold it all day. And it's like, oh my God, this flower, like, look what I got. Like, I've been stoked, nurturing it all day. I put it in some water. We're having some tea right now. We're hanging out. And that, like, that imagination and that sense of like, it's a spirituality too. It's like a different dimension, kind of like that our ancestors had, because they didn't have the cell phones. They didn't have all the Google, you know what I mean? All the things that we have now so ready available, which blocks us from tapping into that higher power, you know, that imaginative and spiritual power, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the kids definitely, they have that, you know?
Yeah. I think like, imagine if everything we had, like all our material things were taken away from us. Yeah. Like, would you still be happy? Right. I think that's a good thing to think about. Like if you didn't have that fancy car or the nice clothes, you had a flower to pick and rocks to play with. Would you still be happy? Would you still be able to keep yourself occupied?
Exactly.
Yeah, which is the thing that I learned when I was in Peace Corps Madagascar. I was like, the kids over there, they're so poor. They don't have soccer balls. They don't have toys. They're literally playing with rocks and like sticks, making their own games. Yep. And they're so happy.
So happy.
So I'm like, man, these people who have way less than us are happier than us, and they don't complain. Yeah. But here we are with everything we need. Water that we got just from doing this. You know, Uber Eats, fast food, TV, video games, all of it, like a roof over our head, food on the table, and we're still complaining. Right. You know, so it's crazy to like, when you go out and you see those things, it gives you perspective.
I saw that one time. Me and my band, we were in Guam. Yeah. And we were like, we had a day off, and we went to we were like staying on some like beach. It was just like beachside. So we're like, let's go walk on the beach. We went up by the beach. There was like a little park. And we were all on our phones. We were like, dang, dude, no Wi-Fi. Like, are you catching anything? Like, my service is like, whatever. We were like, you know, and then we like kind of look up. We look up. And there was this dad and this son playing with rocks. They were like throwing at each other. They were like jumping. And then we look, and there's these other people playing tug of war. We were like, whoa, get out, tug of war. And we were like, man, dude, they're just enjoying like each other and nature. And like, we were like, dude, it's like back in the 90s, like back in the day. And we were like, dang, let's put our phones away. We were like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I know. It's funny because like the joke sometimes, like, say we're hanging with friends and like, I don't know, you're somewhere with no connection. You're like, Yes, we just have to talk to each
Yeah,
other.
I guess
now.
we gotta freaking hang out with each other now. Great.
Yeah, which I love those moments because if you think about it, if you think about your happiest times in life, it wasn't on social media.
No.
You documented it on social media, but you weren't on your phone.
You're
you were
right.
just enjoying you're with your homies, talking, smoking in the studio, whatever. We're not.
You know what?
texting.
I never sat and thought about that. You're 100%
our
right.
happiest moments aren't
Wow.
on technology. Maybe we're using it or like I'm playing a game or something, but like it's not on social media.
Yeah.
It's just social media shows our happiest times.
Right.
So
yeah.
something to think about.
My mind is blown.
Well, we don't want to scramble your mind too much. You got a show you got to do tomorrow. But speaking of shows, you have some upcoming shows coming up. Tell us where that's happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing at the Blue Note for my first time ever.
Yeah,
hey.
I know. It's so surprising.
I know. I'm like, yes. That's gonna be.
Wait. I can say I was on the Blue Note stage before Eli-Mac because I had our live show there.
Okay, look at you.
Look at me. Well, I'm better than Eli.
I quit.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, but I was on the Blue Note before Eli-Mac.
Man, you're killing the game, bro.
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
that's super exciting though. It's such an awesome venue.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's super cool.
We're stoked. I got my band from Cali that flew down. So
yeah, Juan and Ed, right? I met them outside.
Juan, Ed, Vince. Yeah.
And what days are it? It's Saturday and Sunday or Friday?
On Cinco de Mayo.
Oh wait, today's the.
And then I'm playing the Flores de Mayo.
Okay.
Filipino Fiesta.
Oh yeah.
On May 4th.
Okay.
In Waipahu.
Okay.
So my peoples, and then on Sunday at the Blue Note.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta see what I'm doing. Are tickets still available?
Tickets are still available, but they're scarce. So.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check. I'll see what I'm doing. But if I'm not doing anything, no, I'm fine. It's fine. I'm all about supporting people. Yeah, you got to. And tickets aren't that bad, right?
Right.
It's not like paying like $500 to sit at the nosebleed at a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, I love my homies that are like, hey sis, can get me +8. I'm like, what, bro? I'm gonna run up into your work and be like, oh yeah, can I get this?
I know, right? I get it if like your family, and, your close friends, but like, cause I come from like business side. Well, especially recently in the last years, like my other business, Hawaiiverse, where we support local businesses. Yeah. And I know a lot of small business owners. It's like I don't like the people that like ask for free stuff. Like support them. Like this is their livelihood.
Right.
Like, or it'll be like if you offer me free tickets, like, oh, that's awesome. But like, you should never expect free things.
Yeah. Like if my homie's a doctor, hey, bro, let me get some free surgery. Put me on the list, bro.
Exactly.
Like, what the heck? Like,
yeah, that's a great example. Yeah.
Like, I would not do that at your job.
Yeah.
Like, I know my job's a little unorthodox. I don't even look at it as a job. But come on, guys.
Yeah.
I always think about that Nelly song. Nelly, can we get tickets to your next show? Hell nah. You for real? That's what we always say, Ellie, can we get tickets to your next show?
That's awesome. Nice. Who are some of your musical inspirations?
Yes.
Because you have a pretty unique, wide array of kind of genre style.
Yeah, I feel like I listen to everything, you know? My biggest inspiration is Lauryn Hill.
Oh, okay.
100%. Out the bag.
And you shared the stage with her, which is really cool.
I did. Yeah. Well, I didn't share it. Well, I opened up for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. You were on the same stage.
Yeah. Same stage. We touched the same stage.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. It was funny because when I met her, sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze.
No noise. God bless you.
Give tongues. Yeah. So when I met her, it was so funny because she was so cool. Like, she was like, oh, yeah, you guys were great, your band. And then when she turned the corner, I was like, God. Everybody was like, oh, my God, Camille, you're so cute. She's crying. She's crying. I was like, guys, that's my idol. Like, I was freaking, like, super fangirl. Like, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Like, wow, her presence, like, meeting her was, yeah.
That's so cool.
11-year-old 1996 me was like,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you can actually sing with her one day. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be so tight.
Yeah. However that happens, we'll put it out in the universe. We'll manifest
that
it.
out there.
Yeah. All right. So we're coming towards the end of the podcast. And
Okay.
before I let you go,
Yeah.
I got to know, what is your life hack?
What is my life hack?
Yeah.
Yup. We were talking about that earlier. For me, being happy with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Finding for me, I like to be funny. My nickname is Koi. It's the same nickname as Joe Koi. If you're Filipino, you have a nickname. Like
Okay.
they give us nicknames. So my nickname was Ken Koi. Ken Koi is like a person of character. It's like a funny person. So they always call me, oh, you're so Ken Koi. You're so Koi. They always call me Koi. So I feel like finding like comedy in the simplest things is like, God, dude, it's such a life hack. Like, keeps you smiling all day, keeps you laughing, like, you know, laughing at your own jokes. Like, I'm the worst. I'll be like, hey, guys, how's this? Okay, so this guy came over here.
That's because you can hear your own jokes. That's the only reason.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'd be the worst comedian. Like, there's no way. But with my friends, I'm hilarious. I don't understand it.
If like they just don't understand. That's what it is.
But when there's a mic in front of you, you're like,
watch out. In 5 years or 10 years, you'll see
right.
Eli-Mac stand up, opening up for 2 more.
When the dub stops. The dub finally stops.
That's the Netflix special. The dub has stopped.
Hey guys, so I finally found out what to do with the dub stop.
Stay tuned. Netflix.
The crowd goes wild.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, another question that I usually ask too is maybe this is, you just explained it. What is something you wish people knew about you that they don't? Is it that you're just super funny?
Excuse me. I'm so hilarious. I'm actually like really funny, guys. No.
Looks like you're a really cool person. Like
my friends think I'm funny, right? Right, guys? No, but one thing I wish people knew about me. I can't remember to answer this. One thing I wish people knew about me was that you know, I may look really hard on the exterior. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm actually a really big softie, and I'm pretty nerdy. Like, I'm a nerd, and I'm really soft on the inside. Yeah.
You're like an avocado.
Yeah, you know, like the outside, it's like, whoa, like, oh, are we gonna break through that? But
and you open it up and you're like, cool.
It's bright and green and soft and, you know, Swedish.
Yep. Yeah, as long as it's like still right, it's not like
there's
past,
some little
like,
spots, you know, but you just work around those.
Yeah, you just cut them out, yeah.
You work around those spots.
Yeah.
There's one hard head in the middle, but you know, just move them.
That's the Virgo.
Yeah.
That's the Virgo.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right on. All right, so I got my last fast fave 5 questions. These are just rapid fire answers.
Okay, yep.
Here, hold on. Just getting my iPad. Okay, so oh, actually, sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Before we do this, like, what are your future goals? Like your 5, 10, 20-year plans? Like
my future
music till the wheels fall off, or you have any other passions that you're trying to pursue?
My future, one of my biggest dreams is to have a family. Yeah. I don't know. I always thought that by my age I would have a family, have some kids. I'm the oldest of 7. I've always had a motherly vibe with my band, with my people. And people are like, "You're how old?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm this old." They're like, "And you don't have any kids?" They're like, "You're not Filipino." I'm like, "You know what? Like, whatever, yo." Like, and then my mom's like, "Oh, you have to, you're getting up there already." I'm like, "Great." But a big dream of mine is to have a family and to be married and to have kids. And I would like to do music throughout all of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it. And you know what the cool thing is? Hey, everybody, she's single.
Help!
We're going to cut this clip.
I'm just kidding.
No, but the cool thing is that people are having kids later in life.
Thank you.
No, they are. I mean, Kimmy Warner.
Yeah.
she's a solid example, and I think because of technology, you can like see if you're gonna, if you're still able to have kids, if like it's gonna come out healthy, even like with like once you're pregnant, they can like see what if there's anything, if there's gonna be anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know Ashanti's having a baby at 43, so girl, giving me hope.
I mean, for us men, it's different.
It's
like
different for
we
you
have a
guys.
different biological clock. So yeah, it's not impossible. So I'm hoping to see that post where
thank you.
Camile Velasco's engaged.
Yes.
You got the little, everybody post a little ultrasound picture.
Ultrasound, let's go. I want the whole nine.
In the next couple of years.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Lord,
yeah. Are you dating now? Like, what's the?
I am dating.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I have a boyfriend and
awesome.
he's great.
So we're waiting for him to pop the question.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him.
How long have you been together?
We've only been together for a couple months.
Oh, easy. Pop it next one. 6 months.
But I'm packing
minimum.
that lunch. I'm doing the laundry. I'm ready, babe.
Yeah. No, but
he's the one.
As you get older, so basically dating when you're young, you're just figuring out what not to do.
For sure.
Same with anything. Like you're working these jobs, you're just figuring out what you don't like.
Because I know exactly what to do now.
Exactly.
Now that I've finally met somebody that's feel like on my level, like, and because I've done all that healing and research and educating myself, the therapy, because if he met me prior to this, no, it wouldn't have worked out, you know. But I'm wishing for the best. Yeah.
Well, I'm stoked for you, and like I understand because I'm in a new relationship since like the beginning of the year. It's like 5 months.
Yeah, same.
But like it's awesome.
Yeah,
and it's like great. All the past stuff is like led you to this, and it's like so I understand. Like I understand the people that like get engaged and after like a couple months or whatever, and they're married. And some people they have a great marriage because they're like ready. I feel like once you're at a point in your life where you already know what you want, it's like easy to just like skip over all these steps.
For sure. Yeah. I don't
so
judge.
I'm a supporter. So
yeah, me too. Yeah, you find love, you take it.
Exactly.
Love don't come every day, and I'm a strong believer that when you get that feeling, go for it.
Yeah. So check
it out.
Whoever your boyfriend is, hey, pop the question soon.
Yes, babe. Hook it up.
Yeah. we can hook you up with some ring shops here in Aloha.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, okay, let's get into the last fast 5 questions.
Okay.
Rapid fire answers. Favorite way to recharge?
Sleep.
It's like plugging in your phone, turning off your eyes. There we go. Okay. Favorite airplane snack?
It's my favorite airplane snack.
I guess like travel, like when you travel, what snack do you always bring with you? You like to eat?
Gosh, I don't really snack much. I just grab a big old plate of food.
Oh, okay, so you're not a snack. You just like you eat a lot at once.
I like gummies. I like sour gummies, but I don't indulge as much as I used to.
Yeah. I guess when you're becoming more health conscious too, you don't really snack as much.
Yeah.
Because I do notice that.
I like to get a bento before I leave Hawaii.
Okay.
And
from where?
On the plane.
Anywhere.
Usually Minute Stop or 7-Eleven. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Favorite hobby?
Playing piano.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Have you ever played piano on stage or like?
I have, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I've never seen you perform, so I wouldn't know.
I've played not too many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And you've done that since you're young?
Yep, since I was little. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like crazy. I can't read.
Okay.
Like, I can read, but very slowly. I'm all by ear. But when I was younger, I played classical music, and now I just write my songs.
Oh, okay, super cool.
On the piano, yeah.
Do you have a song where you play piano?
I don't, but I've co-produced on a lot of my songs.
Okay.
Yeah,
super cool. Okay,
bass lines and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, favorite travel destination?
Ooh, Japan.
Nice. When's the last time you've been there?
I went like 2018.
Okay, everybody's going this year, right?
I know everybody's going.
The yen is crazy.
Why?
Because the yen is at the all-time low.
Oh.
It's like crazy. So it's like when I went, it was 146. Well, basically, it was like 1.5 to $1.
Wow, really?
So everything is super cheap. And flights, like I went on Zip Air, going over there and then Hawaiian back. Zip Air is like so cheap. And my friend, it's like the budget airline that flies to Narita.
No way.
But my friend got a flight, a round trip for $388.
Stop.
$388. And like,
From
you know,
Hawaii.
people are, from Hawaii. They're like sketched out about budget airline, but it's like, I liked it better than a Hawaiian coming back. I feel like it had more space. There's like a brand new plane.
Yeah.
It's operated by Japan Airlines, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Yeah.
But it was solid. And it was
I
so
noticed
cheap.
a lot of people are going this year.
Yeah, because of the yen.
Wow.
It was my first time a couple
Good
weeks
to
ago.
know.
Yeah. So
Wow, I want to go back.
I would.
That was the best place.
Yeah.
Coolest place I've ever been.
It's the best time to go right
It's
now.
the coolest place.
Yeah. You gotta go. Tell
Wow.
your boyfriend to take you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite person, like musical artist or celebrity or whatever, that passed away. Like, who would be like one person, like, if they were alive now, you'd love to meet or like do a collab with?
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some bangers.
That's my girl.
That was one of your favorite inspirations.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it was like Lauryn Hill, Amy Winehouse.
Lauryn Hill, and then Amy after that for sure. It's hard for me to watch her or even listen to her because it's so sad that she's gone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. She's I listened to a lot of her music when I was in the Peace Corps.
Yeah.
Because you get like random stuff from people on like hard drives, and I got a bunch of
Right.
music, and it was like
Aw.
anywhere from like Wu-Tang Clan to Taylor Swift to
Hey.
like Gorillaz
The
to
mix.
like Amy Winehouse. So
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of her stuff. Super solid. All right, well, that's all we have for you today. Mahalo again for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, before your concert, flying in. I appreciate it. Is there anything you want to share with the audience before we wrap up? If not, tell us where we can find you.
Yeah, thank you everybody for everybody who for all your support, all your love, and I'm wishing love and prosperity to all of you. And you can check me on Instagram, Ellie_Mag, or you can check me out on YouTube, all the platforms, anywhere.
Yeah.
Peace.
It's
Respect.
just Camile backwards,
Yeah.
which I only figured that out like 2 years ago, maybe.
Really?
I didn't know that. I
Did
didn't
your
even
brain
think about it.
explode? Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw you on American Idol as a
Yeah.
kid. College time, it's just like this
Right.
Eli-Mac comes out. I'm like, who the heck is Eli-Mac? She looks
Yeah.
a lot like Camile Velasco.
Right.
But she's all like reggae now.
Yeah.
And then like I just knew Eli-Mac. And then I don't think I ever thought about like what Eli-Mac meant.
Right.
So it was
Like,
only a
what is
couple
that?
years ago. I was like, oh, it's Camile backwards.
I've seen a few people who figured it out like right in front of my face, and I had to see their brain explode.
Yeah, just like their eyes
They're like-
moving and
Like it's such a precious moment.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Camile,
Right. on.
Ellie,
Yeah.
I just want to say mahalo for coming on. And any last final words? Are you good?
Bless up, y'all. Peace, love, respect, and aloha.
Okay, mahalo Camile for coming on the Keep It Low podcast. Spread love, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka. Remember to always keep it aloha.
Yeah,
on.
you pro.